Imagine a bird trapped in a cage, watching the world through the bars, longing for the freedom it sees in others. Have you ever felt that way? I know I have. For me, it was the belief that I was not good enough. This self-imposed cage was both my sanctuary and prison. It provided me with an excuse, a reason not to try harder, not to risk failure. Yet it was this very belief that kept me from venturing out, from spreading my wings and soaring high. Every time an opportunity presented itself, I would automatically dismiss it, convinced I wasn't capable. I allowed this limiting belief to shape my world, to define my boundaries. It was as if I was a spectator, watching life pass by from the confines of my self-created cage. Yet the most heartbreaking part of it all was that I was the one who locked the door and swallowed the key. Like the bird, I was trapped in my cage, my limiting belief, and it took me a while to realize it. It's not the cage, but the belief that we cannot escape that keeps us trapped. Powerful words, aren't they? They're especially poignant when we consider how they relate to our own lives. Many of us are not physically imprisoned, yet we find ourselves held captive by our own limiting beliefs. These are the ideologies we hold about ourselves, our capabilities, and the world around us that prevent us from achieving our fullest potential. So, how do we identify these limiting beliefs? Enter Tony Robbins, the master of personal development. He suggests using a technique of self-questioning, a method of introspection that helps us uncover the beliefs that are holding us back. The process is simple, yet profound. Begin by asking yourself, what is it that I believe about myself that is preventing me from moving forward? This question prompts us to confront the fears, insecurities, and negative self-perceptions that we often ignore or push aside. It brings to the surface the beliefs that have been quietly shaping our choices, actions, and ultimately, our lives. Once these beliefs are identified, we should then ask ourselves, why do I hold this belief? Is it based on facts or merely assumptions? This step helps us differentiate between the beliefs that are based on our own experiences and those that are merely products of external influences, such as societal norms or opinions of others. Lastly, we should question the validity of these beliefs. Are they still true for me? Do they serve my growth and happiness? Often, we'll find that many of our limiting beliefs are outdated or irrelevant to our present circumstances. They are remnants of our past, no longer serving us, but instead hindering our progress. Recognizing our limiting beliefs is the first step towards breaking free from them. It's a journey of self-discovery, of challenging our own perceptions, and unearthing the truths about ourselves. It's an exploration of our inner world, a world that is often more confining than the one around us. To escape our cages, we first need to recognize that we are caged. Remember, the key to our freedom lies within us. It's in our ability to identify, challenge, and change our limiting beliefs. So let's embark on this journey and set ourselves free. Sometimes, all it takes to unlock the cage is a change of perspective. It's a powerful statement, isn't it? It's all about shifting the way we look at things. And it's a technique that Tony Robbins often emphasizes. This is not about denying reality or pretending that obstacles don't exist. Instead, it's about finding empowering alternatives to our limiting beliefs. Let's consider an example. Say you have a belief that you're not good at public speaking. You've avoided it all your life, and the mere thought of it gives you butterflies. You've boxed yourself into thinking, I can't do this. But what if we alter the perspective? What if, instead of focusing on the fear of public speaking, you start telling yourself, I'm learning to become a better public speaker? This shift in perspective doesn't deny the challenge. It acknowledges that you're not there yet, but you're on the journey. It's a more empowering belief that opens the door for growth and improvement. It's like looking at a picture from a different angle. The picture hasn't changed, but your view of it has. You begin to see things you didn't notice before. Opportunities emerge from what seemed like insurmountable challenges. the cage of limiting beliefs starts to unlock. Another example could be the belief, "I'm not a morning person." This belief limits you to a life of rushed mornings and groggy starts. But what if you start seeing it as, "I'm learning to create a morning routine that works for me"? It's the same situation but viewed from an empowering angle. This is the power of perspective. It's not about fooling ourselves or creating fantasies. It's about choosing to see our challenges as opportunities for growth. It's about choosing beliefs that empower us, that push us forward, instead of holding us back. So, the next time you find yourself trapped by a limiting belief, remember this: you hold the power to change your perspective. You have the ability to choose a more empowering belief. The key to the cage lies in our minds, in our perspectives. Once we have the key, we can unlock the cage and rewrite our belief system. This brings us to the heart of Tony Robbins' philosophy on overcoming limiting beliefs. Our belief system is not set in stone, it's malleable, like clay, and we can reshape it to serve us better. Robbins advocates creating empowering new beliefs to replace the limiting ones. Sounds simple, right? But how do we do it? It's a three-step process: identify, create, and reinforce. First, we identify an empowering belief that directly challenges the limiting one. If the limiting belief is, "I'm not good enough," the empowering belief could be, "I am capable and deserving of success." It's important to phrase these beliefs in the present tense, making them immediate and real. Once we've identified the new belief, we need to create it in our minds. This isn't just about saying the words, it's about truly believing them. We need to feel the truth of the empowering belief, to visualize it, to make it as real in our minds as the limiting belief once was. Lastly, we need to reinforce the new belief. This is done through repeated affirmation and visualization. Robbins suggests taking time each day to affirm the new belief out loud and to visualize it in action. This repetition helps to cement the new belief in our minds, making it stronger and more real with each passing day. This process of identification, creation, and reinforcement is not a one-team thing. It's a continuous cycle, a daily practice. We need to keep reinforcing the new beliefs until they become as ingrained in use as the old one is wear. Rewriting our belief system is like learning a new language. It takes time, practice, and patience, but the results are worth it. When we replace limiting beliefs with empowering ones, we open up a world of possibilities. We free ourselves from the cage of self-doubt and step into a space of self-confidence and self-belief. By rewriting our belief system, we can finally break free from our cages. With every belief we rewrite, we take a step closer to our fullest potential, to a life without limits. The journey of overcoming limiting beliefs is not a sprint, but a marathon. Think about it. You're not just breaking down walls that have been built up over years, if not decades. You're also constructing new, healthier thought patterns in their place. This is a process that demands patience, persistence, and above all, self-compassion. Let's talk about patience. When it comes to overcoming limiting beliefs, Rome wasn't built in a day. You've lived with these beliefs for quite some time. They won't disappear overnight, and that's okay. Patience is about acknowledging this reality and giving yourself the time you need to heal and grow. Then comes persistence. Persistence is the key to unlocking any door, including the one that leads away from your limiting beliefs. It's the practice of getting back up each time you stumble and continuing to move forward, even when the road ahead appears daunting. And while patience and persistence are essential, they mean little without self-compassion. Overcoming limiting beliefs is tough work. It requires delving into the depths of your psyche and confronting aspects of yourself that you may have neglected or pushed aside. This journey can be uncomfortable, even painful at times. That's where self-compassion comes in. It's about treating yourself with the same kindness and understanding that you would extend to a dear friend. It's about recognizing that it's okay to falter. It's okay to stumble as long as you keep moving forward. Remember, this journey is not about perfection. It's about progress. It's about replacing the I can'ts with I cans, the I'm nots with I ams. It's about rewriting the narrative of your life, one thought at a time. So be patient with yourself. Be persistent in your efforts. Be compassionate towards your struggles and your triumphs. And most importantly, keep moving forward, no matter how slow or small your steps may seem. Remember, every step forward, no matter how small, is a step out of the cage. So let's take a moment to look back at our journey. We began by understanding the cage of limiting beliefs, recognizing that these invisible barriers often hold us back from reaching our fullest potential. We discussed how to identify these restrictive thoughts, to shine the light of awareness on them. Then, we delved into the power of perspective, illustrating how a simple shift in viewpoint can transform these barriers into stepping stones. We stressed that the key is not just to see differently, but to act differently, to change our behavior based on this new understanding. Next, we explored the process of rewriting our belief system, replacing the limiting beliefs with empowering ones. We emphasized the importance of patience and persistence in this process, as change doesn't happen overnight. Just like the bird, we too can break free from our cages, from our limiting beliefs, and soar to the heights we have always dreamt of.